All right, credit's important, and having a strong credit score is the best idea for a strong financial future, creating stability, because this determines basically how much you can borrow, how much you have to pay for that money. So having your credit in the best position possible is obviously advantageous. However, something that is not talked about enough, and I think that we need to focus on, is protecting our credit and making sure that just as easily as credit can put us in a better financial position, we avoid the mishap of having our identity stolen and having our credit put us in a very bad position. So this is going to be a quick video, but in today's video, we're going to talk about how to freeze your credit score. The good news is that freezing your credit is very easy to do. It's quick and it's free. Now, as I've talked to more people about this, we actually had a video that went viral that was talking about freezing your credit. A lot of the comments, people were talking about this being difficult, saying that they've had issues with freezing their credit, that it was hard to access. And I wanted to help because I think that we can solve those issues very easily. So in today's video, talking through just the easiest way to go through and take the steps that you need to ensure that your credit is protected. So to start, Google is your friend. Go through and Google the different credit bureaus and freezing your credit. For example, you want to Google TransUnion credit freeze, Experian credit freeze, Equifax credit freeze. This is going to give you the direct link to where you can set up these accounts. Otherwise, if you go to their general websites, that can be a little bit more confusing because you have to find exactly where you want to click on the website and find the proper place. And I've heard some people complain about that. So do the Google search and that'll give you the direct link. Once you're on that page, it's as easy as clicking on set up an account. You'll go through and you'll create credentials. Now, one thing I would tell you that is absolutely necessary, important, don't sleep on this. Make sure you save your credentials in a safe place and make sure that you do not lose them, because if you lose your username, your login, your password, this information, then accessing that at a later date can be a problem. It was something I experienced myself, actually, where I went through and I didn't have, there was an issue with the credentials, and it took a lot to get my credit unfrozen, which was really frustrating because I was trying to get a new phone at the time. I got to tell you, getting a cell phone service transferred to another service provider is harder than buying a home. It's like, it takes the level of security on it is out of hand. So regardless, keep your login and your passwords safe and make sure that you know where they're at and don't lose them. Now, once you've set up the account, it's really easy. You'll basically just freeze the credit or lock the credit down for an undetermined period of time. So this will start the clock. Your credit will be frozen. What this means is that if someone wants to access your credit, you have to lift that freeze, okay? So that means if anyone's trying to steal your identity or apply for credit, they won't be able to do this without you actually lifting that freeze, which is great. That means someone gets your information, they try to apply for an account, well, now they get a hard stop because that credit information will not pull through. When you do need to apply for credit, well, then you have to go through and you're gonna have to lift that freeze. And you can do this for a set duration of time, and essentially what you'll do is you could go through, use the same prompts, Google TransUnion credit freeze. And when you click on the link, you'll see a nice big button that says unfreeze your credit. Click unfreeze your credit, and then you can select if you want it permanently unfrozen, which I wouldn't do. And you can then also select temporary freeze. When you select the temporary freeze, you'll then see a nice little calendar that'll tell you when you want to start and end that freeze. I just did this. I have to do this every time when I go through and I renew my license for mortgages and for mortgage licensing. And it took me less than 35 seconds with Googling the site, clicking the link, hitting unfreeze, selecting the date. I just unfreeze it for 24 hours because that's what works best for me. But you can select a different duration of time if you have needs. Maybe you need to unfreeze your credit for a longer period of time. Bottom line, it's really easy. It doesn't cost anything. Go straight through the credit bureaus, Google their freeze or unfreeze prompt so that you can get directly to the page, set up your account, keep your account credentials secure, and whenever you need to access in the future, you can do so in less than a minute. Hopefully this helps. Good luck out there.